Hello and welcome to another episode of Wednesday Night Undressed. I am Lou, your host, and I am joined by the normal motley crew. I have Parker, Andrei, Fernando, Sofia, Cassidy, Jullian, Meredith,
What up, though?
Donna, and Mr. Evo should be joining us shortly. How is everybody doing tonight?
Very good.
I heard nothing. Are you guys alive? Like,
Good.
are you guys all
Chilling.
drunk already? Okay. All right, fair enough. All right, so tonight I have picked for our answering pleasure questions about outdated stuff. So we oftentimes do questions on what jobs we think are going to be outdated in the future, or what technology we're going to be outdated in the future. Today, though, I want to ask this question specifically because we have a wide range of ages here. Is there something that has already become outdated for you? Is there some knowledge that you have, or some technology that you know or used to know but have forgotten? Are there things that you now have to look up on Google that you were once able to do as a matter of course? So I think maybe Cassidy might be the only person that has looked at this prior to sitting down here. Did you look at the questions tonight, Cassidy? Cassidy did not. How about you, Jullian?
I saw them, but they're all really long, so I didn't read them.
Okay, you got to get better with your reading, dude. Reading is fundamental.
I don't enjoy reading.
Well,
Either. That's so weird.
we got to fix that.
Yeah, we
'Cause-
gotta talk about that. Bro.
yeah,
I don't hate it, but I'm not good at it.
I am going to only allow you to play video games that are text-based
Oh.
Amen.
starting this weekend.
This is actual harassment.
All right. Okay, so then I'm just going to then toss it out over to Fernando. Fernando.
Ooh. That's the job stuff for skills. Like it's
Yeah. Either jobs or skills, or even just a piece of technology that you used to work with that you could not work with now without.
things keep changing, and I think sometimes like, for example, back in the day, I think when I was in high school, like typewriting was a skill. That's
So I asked this question to the folks at work, and the very first thing that someone answered was using a typewriter. Like, nobody remembers how to do it.
I know how to load it, and I know
So
how
you can still do it?
but I never like had the skills. I never did the training
Mm-hmm.
but I knew how to operate, but I never was like a master. Like, I'm surprised that people today, like Sofia, you type well, right? Like on the
Yeah,
computer.
I'm really good.
But can you
Yeah.
use a typewriter?
Hell no. But I would love to use one because it makes cool, clicky sounds.
Right.
And back in the day, everybody had secretaries too. Like,
Uh-huh.
and in my time, I think there was one for like before there was so many, and then there was one for a whole floor, and then it disappeared. But
Yeah.
I mean, what was the whole skills like? Was probably even to communication, greeting, like organized. There was scheduling, right? I mean, it was. You think about secretary, but it's more than that. There's a full kind of management, right? That was back in the day.
Yeah, I think like back in the if you look at the folks that were secretaries like in the Mad Men days.
Mad Men,
Yeah, uh-huh. I think you're talking about more like a full personal assistant than like
Uh-huh.
what would be considered a secretary today.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't have much to add. On the
Oh, that's
routine.
okay. No, I thought this question might take a little bit of thought, so
Yeah.
that is okay. How about you, Donna?
I was actually going to say to Sophia, you do know how to use a typewriter. You don't know how to load the paper, and you don't know how to do the return, but you've been on a keyboard your entire life, and the keyboard is exactly the same, and the skill in typing is how fast can you manipulate that keyboard. And I just don't get rid of old technology. I don't. It's not a question. I'm not a Luddite. I embrace anything new that comes down my path. But, I have lived a long time, and I'm not going to throw out my tapes. I'm not going to throw out my CDs. I'm not going to throw out that VHS. I still have all that equipment. I can still play all that. So, when vinyl came back, we still had that stereo that we could play it on.
I do not have my tapes. I do not have my CDs. I literally got rid of them.
Yeah,
So-
Michael went through that but then he realized he was just replacing things over and over again. So we just kept the equipment.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Cassidy, you're looking like there's something on your mind. Is that a thought, or do you have to fart?
I was like hoping that you might.
Well, I don't have to call on you right now. I can talk to one of the gents that haven't answered yet. How about you, Parker?
So it wouldn't. It's not like a piece of technology or something that's really outdated, but just based off like something that I would have to like Google to look up. I'd probably say like cursive because I learned cursive like in like third grade,
Mm-hmm.
but I still don't know all the letters. I'm gonna have to
You're gonna have to check,
have to
right?
like recheck if I want to write a whole like paragraph or something. But I feel like I just don't use it unless I'm signing my name or like signing a check or something.
So I got to give you mine because yours kind of goes right along with mine. Like when I was in school, we had to know how to formally structure a handwritten letter, like with the heading and like all the other stuff. I couldn't do that now if my life's like depended on it. So Donna's losing her. She's like,
I am
what is wrong with you
absolutely
people?
losing my mind. You could do a letter if you sat down and thought about it again. And shame on you for not knowing cursive, and shame on the school system for not teaching it. I am so grateful that it's coming back, because you know what? Most of the entire contents of the world was written in cursive.
No shame on me, dude. Like nobody learns cursive anymore. Neither my kids know cursive. So
They
You
taught
sure
it to
about
us,
that?
but only for, like, a
I'm
year.
sure you don't.
The
Are you
fact was that
really?
They didn't
Mhm.
like make us continue using it. They taught it to us when we were in third grade and third grade only, and then they said you're
Right.
good.
Same
Yeah.
with me. I
Third
learned
grade.
cursive in third grade, and I can only write my name in
Mhm.
cursive now.
Go ahead, Jules.
Dad, let me correct you. I'm very fluent in cursive. It's my main form of writing at this point.
I'm not talking about curse words.
I said cursive.
Okay. All right.
I write almost exclusively in cursive.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll like write a letter in normal because I don't feel like going WE because WE is kind of annoying. But like otherwise, all my stuff is in cursive.
Okay.
And that was actually going to be my answer. I think that not that, but I think normal writing at this point
Mhm.
has no use for me.
When you say
Because-
normal, do you mean block print?
I mean, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean like how standard writing is because
Right.
it's my cursive is not only a lot more neat, but it's also faster and easier for me to do it compared to normal writing. So I
Mhm.
would say that's an obsolete skill.
Gotcha. No, Donna, I promise you, if you sat me down right now and said write out a letter, and like I kind of have a notion that a heading
You
goes
have a
over
notion, and it would
that's
come
the-
back to you.
That's the point, though. Like it won't come back to me because I'm just gonna open up Google and say, what does a letting header look like? I don't even think about like recalling that information anymore. It's all just kind of like in the back of my head somewhere. So, Miss Merida,
Yeah.
what about you?
I could give a damn about cursive. I'm actually glad that schools stopped grading people on handwriting because some of the most brilliant people I know have terrible handwriting, and
Thank you,
I think
Meredith.
it
I
is
appreciate
no
that.
reflection on their intelligence level whatsoever. I mean, so I hate cursive. I was forced to learn it, and I don't ever use it and even when I'm signing my name, I'm pretty sure there's not actual letters in there. It's just like loops. So like I don't use it for anything. But the thing that I wish people would learn, not necessarily so much typewriter, but just typing. Period. I literally sit every single day with 16-year-olds that I have to orient into the computer, and it's caps lock. T. Okay, caps lock R.
Oh, I hate
Hunt
that.
and peck for the R, then the E, then the T, and I can't. Bro, learn to type. Learn to type. Like, stop typing on a freaking phone all day and you know how to type. Because you
Meredith,
hunt and peck on a phone. That's what the problem is.
I hope you know my handwriting was so bad that teachers would be like, "You're really bad at writing. You should get better at that." And then last year, one of my teachers was like, I see you really struggle at writing. Have you ever tried cursive?" And I said, "Nah." And they're like, "Okay, try that." And then I learned cursive, and my writing was better.
I mean, I can still write in cursive. I just don't like it.
And I
right.
should comment that I'm not talking about how pretty it is. I do think that being judged on that was barbaric, way even back in the day. I mean, the ability to read it.
Miss Sophia, in your advanced years on this planet, what awesome things have you forgotten?
I can't remember how Cornell notes work. That was like the standard note taking for us in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you didn't put a guideline in front of me, like I saw a girl in front of me in lecture, like doing
Using
them,
the
and I
Cornell
said,
notes.
I couldn't remember. I was like, oh my gosh, I just realized I forgot how to do those, and I used to do them every day. And I also have never known how to properly cite stuff in MLA, because when I was in 6th grade and we first started having to write in MLA, they gave us a website to run our citations through, and so I've never learned how to do it on my own. I've always put it through the website, and I had to do that today.
Yeah, that.
It's funny when you said that. My first thought was I could not write a bibliography right now to kill my life, like to save my life. Like I know the basics, but I can guarantee you it would not be MLA accurate.
Yeah.
That's one thing I've forgotten how to do: write a bibliography.
Gotcha. Awesome. All right. Well, I think that has gotten everyone except for Mr. Andre.
Well, I don't know. I would say one piece of technology that I've never understood how to use, but at one point could probably work my way around, would be an iPod Shuffle.
Oh yes, I used to have
the iPod Shuffle.
Yeah, we had MP3 players, which were awesome, and then my sister made the switch to an iPod Shuffle, which didn't have a screen, and that really threw me off.
Yeah, if you asked me to use that thing now, I would not be able to.
Yeah, I could get music to come out of it, but I didn't know what was going to happen.
Just works.
Yeah.
And she made you do it?
Right.
No, my sister just made the switch from her MP3 player
I made the
to an iPod Shuffle.
Yes, I remember.
I do miss that SanDisk though. It was pretty epic.
Mm-hmm. No, it's funny because like I was there when the MP3 players first came out, and I remember thinking like, if I could just get transferred back like 500 years in the past, I would be a god, like with this magical device. Yes, and now it's like something that the young ones don't even remember how to do. Yeah, go ahead, Julie.
This isn't an obsolete skill. It's just one I've started to get worse at as the years go by. But like subtracting 8 from a 2-digit number that ends in 3 is so difficult for me. Like it takes me like normal subtraction I can do pretty easily. It'll take me a couple seconds, but I have to stop and think about that. Or like 7 from a 2-digit number that ends in 4. That gives me so much trouble.
Dude, I can't do long division anymore.
That's literally what
I have no recollection of like how to do it. I remember doing it and I remember being good at it when I was younger. And then I had in my college algebra class last year, there was something we had to do long division but with like polynomials, and I was like, I can't remember how to do this with regular numbers. And it was stressing me out. I had to look it up because it was bad. It was bad.
All right, so shame on you, and shame on you. You cannot forget numbers.
I didn't forget.
Yes, you can.
It's a little bit more challenging than it used to be.
Just gonna tell you, 43 years, I've never used long division in my professional life ever. So you're good.
I don't know how to long divide, and I remember hating it when I learned it in 3rd grade. And we had like this whole packet that we had to do, and I just didn't do it because I was so tired of long division.
Cassie, you hurt my heart.
I hated long division because my teacher explained it really bad, but then after I got somebody to properly explain it, I was like, this ain't so bad.
As the person that tutored you, Cassie, you hurt my heart.
Okay, listen, I can do more difficult stuff, but like long division,
No, that's the thing.
That's where I struggle.
Yeah, I can do complex stuff, but the second that like you take a calculator away from me and I have to divide like 2-digit numbers, I can't do that. I just don't remember how.
Honestly, because like, what am I supposed to do? Like, look at it and be like, oh yes, I exactly remember how to do this skill that I learned.
I am going to sneak around to both of your houses and draw little long division signs on the wall.
I hate it.
I will die, actually.
Go ahead, Fernando.
So we're talking about numbers. Now let's detour. A challenge to you, Lou. Give me 15 in binary.
Oh, I never learned binary. I thought you were going to ask me to color code out a Cat5 cable. Like, that's still something I just...
Still blue and white, blue in the middle. Start with the orange, finish with the brown.
I just learned the color order. So, but yes, that's one of those things that I'll never let go of. All right, let's move on to the next question. Okay, speaking of outdated, we got our first Republican debate tonight. Yes, I know. Calm down, everybody. Calm down. Our televised debates outdated.
Or what?
Outdated.
No. Repeat the question. I didn't hear like the first part.
We are having our first Republican presidential debate tonight. Is the concept of televised debates for political office, is that outdated?
No,
Tell
I
me
think
why.
we're Republicans with it.
because like it's just a way to reach more people with the whole debate.
How do you mean?
Like, I don't want to go to where they're debating because that's like out of my house. And this is if I'm like into politics. I'm not gonna go there, so I can just turn on the TV and look and be
Gotcha.
like, this guy has some good points,
Mhm.
and the other guy I don't like his points. So that means I'm gonna vote for this guy.
You think that's how it works?
That's how I would do it.
Gotcha. All right. So, how many folks here are actually going to watch the debates? Meredith actually tossed this question out before we started. How many people actually plan on watching? I got one.
I'm not gonna watch the whole thing though, so
Oh,
yeah,
don't
I'm
don't
not
count
gonna
me as a
watch the
whole
whole
one.
thing.
I'm gonna watch the highlight reel.
Uh-huh.
No,
So,
I can't listen to Ron DeSantis talk for that long. I'll have a fucking migraine.
So, what do you guys think about what Jullian said? Do you think people actually tune into the debates to become informed about the politician? I got a definite head shake from Donna. What do you think?
Unfortunately, I think these days people tune in to see the gaps, the mistakes, the fireworks. I think they had their minds made up a long time ago.
So I guess maybe the question is, do you think that the debates ever serve the function that Jullian just described? Yes.
Debates are really a fairly modern concept in politics. I think they may have served a purpose before television. I mean, we all know the classic story. If you asked anyone listening on the radio, Nixon won that debate.
Right.
You asked anyone listening on watching on television, Kennedy won that debate because they were persuaded by good looks, poise, lack of sweating.
Like I am right now. My shirt is drenched as I'm sitting here.
And yet you are still not sweating as much as Nixon did
Right.
during that. So I feel like debates, I would love to say that people are doing their homework and looking things up and not relying on looks or sound bites or, whatever minutia comes their way. But I just don't think that's the case.
Gotcha. Mr. Andre, what about you? Are you going to be watching the debates tonight?
Man, if I can find a way to tune in, I definitely will.
I'm sure if you work real hard, you could probably find a television or something with some antennas, ears that you could, rabbit ears that you could find that debate. So
Maybe.
yeah,
I just don't know. I don't know who I'm gonna be supporting in this debate.
I
I
understand.
don't have an idea of anyone playing, so
You're right. Well,
I'm hyped to see.
the top candidate on the Republican side, he decided there's no point, so he's not going. So
Oh, actually,
yeah.
is this for sure? Or is
Oh, yeah, he
Trump
announced-
is the top
Trump
candidate.
is
and he's out.
He announced.
He's got to get arrested tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
He's
dude, he's
busy
bucked up
tonight.
himself.
He got
Go ahead, Jules.
I also wanted to say, most debates are just like old people arguing, and I think that's pretty entertaining.
That's fair.
Like especially when one of them just doesn't care at all about the consequences to them being very rude.
See, that's the thing. That's the part that I don't like.
I only think it's funny in the context that they're gonna get they're gonna have some major consequences because they didn't respect somebody else in a supposedly civil debate.
Gotcha. Ms. Meredith,
Yes,
what are your thoughts?
I love debates. I don't think this particular debate has absolutely any value or worth because, I mean, let's first of all start with the fact that they're debating reality because they're all caving to Trump. There's only going to be one person that's represented at the debate that is not just kissing his ass, which is Asa Hutchinson. So most of the clips that I do watch will probably be related to Asa because he's actually saying something that's not total bullshit.
Mhm.
This is why I say I think they're less interesting on the Republican side post-Trump era because they're just full of crap. And they like declined. I mean, it was like I watched the 2016 debates on the Republican side,
Right.
but once Trump entered the game and like everybody stopped having any sort of backbone or opinion against him, then I lost interest in their debates. But I still very much watch the debates to help choose my candidate. I mean, Obama came out of nowhere after debates. Like,
Mhm.
these are like, and like, I think that the debates, especially like it's kind of bothers me like when we have an incumbent in office because then it's like it very rarely comes up a challenger. And I think that helps push who, even if the incumbent's still going to run, like they have to kind of meld ideas, like kind of like Pete Buttigieg did with Pete Buttigieg and his ideas and Bernie Sanders and melding his
Yep.
ideas with Biden. Like it pushes them to come to a better sort of more rounder vision of what the party's looking for as a whole.
Gotcha. Mr. Fernando, what are your thoughts? Have you watched the debates in the past? Are you interested in watching this one?
I did this one. I think I just gonna try to watch like later another time or just flashes. But I mean, it's an opportunity for they need to somehow whoever's there gotta show off. Like Chris Christie, I'm putting some bets. They need to do some chess game to kind of drop down the Santis or it can some results they can things can get shaked. But unfortunately, I think lately, a lot of those debates, there is a lot of pre-questions that they know precisely what they're gonna listen there. And of course, sometimes there is the sparring, and that's something new can come up. But many times they're already all set to what they're gonna answer, so it's almost like a written. But the surprise effect is still there. Even his name is not more like I wish it was like something more spontaneous.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, I mean, I don't care much about. I'm just care like if something gonna get shaked, like hopefully the Suns get a little lower and then people get uncomfortable and they start confronting Trump. Perhaps we'll see, but
Gotcha.
not very excited.
Gotcha. So, Parker, what is the main question you want them to ask the candidates tonight? I'm completely joking. Are you even interested in the debates?
I mean, I've watched like a little bit of the 2016 debate, just with my parents. Like I just saw it was on the TV, but I don't remember anything from it, and I won't be watching this year's debate or whatever's happening because I'm not that interested in it.
Gotcha. That's fair. Mr. Evo. Hey. So I actually do want to find out if you had a chance to scan the first question.
Yes.
You can come back and answer it later. But what do you think about debates? Do you think maybe their time has come?
Those might be one of the things that we will forget at some point. But it used to be. Was it Nixon, Kennedy that was the most important?
Yeah,
debate you mentioned.
Donna talked about it.
Yeah, because the idea was when the television was becoming omnipresent. The idea of having those two candidates on TV is to provide the voters with something otherwise imperceptible, because they were in the media, in the newspapers. People were somewhat familiar with policy proposals, but they weren't familiar with their personalities as much and how they look, what their charisma is. And that stuff was, a novelty back then. It was a novelty, and it kind of tipped the scale in Kennedy's favor, right? Now, it's easy to find, the people's image on the internet, and video interviews with anyone. If you're interested, you can find who they are. You can sense their aura or lack of thereof. And so I don't think they're very necessary. Also, having 16 freaking people on stage going rapid fire, answering one question.
I don't like those ones either.
It's kind of robotic and ridiculous and unnecessary. So I think they either have to completely change format, limit the debates to only when there's two candidates at the end, and just the primary debates are kind of unnecessary. And obviously, whoever is in the lead, if they have a massive lead, they have no interest in being there because they can only hurt their chances, just like it is right now.
We actually, I mentioned earlier that Trump has stepped out. Like he let everybody know last week, early this week, that there's no point
Right
in
after he
going.
found out he was going to
One
get
of the
arrested.
only times that all of us probably would agree with him and say, yes, he's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no reason for him to participate when he leads by 30 points,
Mhm.
the second closest.
Yeah. Sophia.
Yeah, I feel like, I think there definitely is still a place for televised debates. I don't think that they're I don't think they're outdated yet. Mostly, I think because of like the later down like this early stuff. I don't know many people who are tuning in or who are tuning in live. Like I know I'm just gonna watch the highlights and see if anything interesting happens. But like once you get to like the more once you start whittling down candidates and start getting to the more like intense stuff, like the more I don't know, broader stuff. And I know like when the like final like presidential debates are happening between the two primary candidates, I know that almost everyone I know is watching live.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I think the only time I can really say that like everyone I know is like tuned into their television at the same time. And I think that definitely still has a place. But the earlier stuff I don't think is as watched. I don't think it's followed much.
Did anybody here do debate in school?
Mm.
You're doing it, Cassidy? You're doing it currently. Do you have a lot of experience with it? Like, is this your
No.
first year? Okay.
I mean, you're a mouse, so yeah, you do. But
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what your thoughts are after you get some debate experience under your belt to see, like, are you watching? Are you going to watch these right now?
No.
I'm thinking that probably by the time the actual presidential debates start, like, you'll be far enough into debate that you'll be interested to see.
So far,
Mhm.
like the whole concept of debate has been ruined for me. Yeah.
Because of the class or because
No.
of the politicians?
Is this one person, this one specific person. He will not stop. Like every time I call this guy, all he wants to do is debate. Which like I like debating, but like I don't want to do that all the time.
He always wants to argue with you.
should just be like hanging out with grandma.
He's antagonizing you. He's antagonizing you deliberately. So he has a crush on you. That's
What?
quite obvious.
No,
That's
no,
obvious.
no,
If he's
no.
antagonizing
Oh,
you.
We are
God's sakes,
platonically
that's a
married.
Neanderthal
Okay.
thought.
No, that's
Platonically
definite-
married?
We are
Definitely true.
platonically married. Okay.
Yeah. Lou, you were in debate, right?
I actually was not.
Oh,
I
really?
did.
You would have been amazing at
I did some debate, but it was usually like the school needed somebody to come in because somebody else dropped out, and so I would debate then. But I was never like officially a part of a debate team or anything like that. I just like to argue. This
Right?
is why
It's
Meredith
fun.
and I get along so well because,
Yeah.
quite honestly, her whole family argues the same way that I do. So
Yeah.
it's dangerous. All right. Is there anybody? Sorry. Is there anybody that I missed? Jullian, did we hear? This is politics, so I assume you don't have anything to say.
I just said that I thought arguing with old people was funny.
That's right. That's right. Which, again, I think everybody agrees with. So
This will have very low rating.
yes,
Very low rating. In fact, there's a championship now. There's a sporting event, slapping.
Oh
Have you
my
seen
God, I can't
slapping?
watch it. I
Slapping, yeah.
cannot
Didn't
watch
we
it.
have an
People
episode
just
on this?
slapping
Yeah, we did
each
have a
other.
whole episode on the
If
slap.
those candidates slap each other, it's going to have much bigger rating than, just talking to each other.
Just put the mud pit out there.
Yeah.
Do it in a mud pit.
Yeah.
No, that slapping thing. I watch it, and every time I watch it, I'm like, "There's another concussion. There's another concussion."
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't
Or
watch
subconcussive event, and
Yeah.
those will accumulate and come back to haunt these people. It's it's going to be interesting. Mud pit is a good idea, and then probably Donald would win and would enjoy it because he's always in the mud.
in the mud.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like it would be interesting to see if anybody has figured out a strategy to deal with Donald this go around. Like, he was such a wild card in 2016 that none of the politicians knew how to deal with this non-political figure that came in and talked.
Well,
You have to wonder if they've figured out how to deal with that.
Yes, it's called ass kissing.
yeah, that's all they do. You can't, because you have to limit your vocabulary to 300 words
Right.
and act like a third grader, say the most preposterous, stupid things, and expect people to like you, which is almost impossible if you're not that caricature. He's like a cartoon villain, and that's what attracts. Do you guys remember when Charlie Sheen lost his mind? And he was drinking dragon blood or whatever. Tiger blood.
Winning.
Winning. And everybody went berserk. Everybody fell in love with this madman.
Psychopath, yeah.
And he was actually booking big arenas, filling it with people who were like winning. They had T-shirts saying winning. This is so incredibly stupid. Dragon blood and all that. This is the same thing. Donald Trump, he's lost his mind, a self-obsessed narcissist, and people just love it. They love his obnoxiousness. So people can't replicate this because the other candidates are somewhat conventional human beings.
Sane.
Maybe if Donald Trump gets AIDS, because that was the end of Charlie Sheen's high ride. Like maybe that's
somebody. Well, I guess there's.
Like, when that came out, that's when it tanked for him.
The problem with this is that he's not gonna get AIDS. AIDS is gonna get him. and AIDS is going to suffer. It's going to suffer a lot.
I was trying to have hope, Evo. Okay.
Come on, he's facing damn near 800 years. We got to have some hope.
AIDS is going to get terrible PR from that.
Right. Okay, so this next question is about outdated technology that you would like to see come back. And I know just everybody here at the table would agree with me that Sofia probably wants the original Tamagotchi to come back.
Fuck no, I don't. Fuck no. God, I hate my Tamagotchi. Okay, update for the podcast listeners who actually I have not really been following this saga, but I have a Tamagotchi who I hate, and it ran away 3 days ago and left me a note saying that it's sad and hungry and went looking for scraps, and that it loves me and it wants my warm cuddles and my smile. And then the app tried to get me to pay $1 to get it to come back, and I'm not doing that shit. So rest in peace, stupid fuck.
That's the
we won't
name
miss
of
you.
the Tamagotchi. So, all right. So let's start with. Go ahead, Evo.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the questions before I came here, but instantly I want to say, I want vinyl records to come back, not because of the sound. I know a lot of people are nostalgic about the crackle and the sound of it, the analog sound. No, man, I fucking loved the album cover art.
I agree, 100% the album art.
This feeling of going in the record store and going through the new record and looking at the incredible, and instantly you associated certain band or musician or a singer with the cover of the album. There is an incredible documentary right now available about the artists that made all of the Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd covers. And you gotta watch it. I forgot the exact title of it, but my goodness, those covers, man. You listen to like Supertramp's legendary album with Breakfast in America, and this cover immediately comes to mind, and you can't separate these songs from the cover. The same with The Dark Side of the Moon, or The Wall, or Physical Graffiti, or all of these, or Bruce Springsteen's legendary cover. And I fucking love this. I know it's ridiculous. It's gone forever. I fucking miss it. But I didn't get to answer the first question that's related to this, right?
Go ahead.
It's kind of related. Jobs that will disappear or skill. That probably came up. But fuck, man, I was so good at reading maps. At the gas station, you pick up the
Rand McNally
map, and I'm immediately boom, 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 and I know where I was and where I need to go. I kind of love that. I fashion myself to be some kind of explorer. You know, I'm like, oh yes, here I am. This is the road I'm gonna take. It. That fucking is gone forever. You know, it's gone forever. So and you know, newspapers. I've always missed newspapers because they will be gone. We've lived all our lives with a daily newspaper. We wake up and there's a paper, actual paper newspaper. Those days are numbered. It will be gone forever. You know, newspapers are doomed.
I got to ask the young folks. Parker, Andre, have you guys? Do you guys have knowledge of like papers in the house, newspapers?
I mean, I used to go to my grandpa's like coffee group every morning, and they always read the newspaper and do the crossword and all that. I used to read the comics on them, so I mean, yeah, but
Sophia's
it's not
nodding.
really like, yeah, it wasn't like a staple in my life at all. But I've been around it.
I got you. What about you, Parker?
Yeah, my parents still get the newspaper every day. And they do the crossword and the Sudoku. So, yeah, I mean, I still see it.
Yeah, cover to cover. I used to read them cover to cover. Yeah, it was part of our lives.
Julie, do you have any recollection of us having newspapers?
I think you did. I don't
We
remember.
absolutely did.
Yeah, I don't remember like reading it
Uh-huh.
or seeing you read it, but I know we had it.
How about you, Cassie? Newspapers fit into your memories?
Yes. We get like
She's like,
newspapers
no.
in the mailbox.
No, that's not a real newspaper.
It's the ads.
Yeah. And then I made a dress out of them. My mom didn't know that. Surprise. Yeah.
You know, it used to be a case that a newspaper was essential part of the life of every child because that was usually the first job that the kids got. They would ride their bicycles early in the morning, like 5 a.m., and with a basket full of newspapers and just drive around the streets before anyone has woken up and just toss the newspapers at every address. And that was such an Americana, such a part of daily life. It was huge, and it was the first income for most kids. It's kind of like huge nostalgia about that time.
For folks our age, like
Yeah,
you would have to like be
I
able
didn't
to.
throw no newspaper. I ain't that old.
yeah.
You'd have to be able to wrap
Yeah.
your mind around like being allowed to be outside your house without your parents like monitoring you the whole time. So,
I am allowed outside of the house like, all the time.
oh, see, my kids are not.
No,
Yes.
Oh, no
because,
matter
like,
of fact, I just put her out front on the stoop and locked the door.
we actually that once happened. Like my mom went back to the house and like it was only for like a minute or two, but she like locked me out of the house.
Trying to make sure I'm not getting like picked up by SRS later.
Yeah.
Thanks, appreciate you, bro.
She locked me out of the house, and I had to wait outside with my iPad in my hands, just outside.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I walk to the movie theater and watch movies. 'Cause, yeah.
No, I don't trust Julian as far as I can throw him. He's got to be with an adult at all times. He's not responding. All right. Okay. One more question.
I didn't answer the last.
Oh,
No
I'm
one
sorry.
answered that.
I was
besides
like,
you.
no,
What?
Evo, really.
Oh, that's
Piece-
true.
piece
Well,
of
we all
outdated
just started
technology,
talking.
right?
We all just started talking. All right, so let's go around the table then. Sophia, what is your actual answer to the outdated technology you'd like to see come back?
Picto chat on the Nintendo DS.
Wow, that's a good one.
Yep. I miss it every day.
Cassidy?
I want the DS in general to come back. I really like my DS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was my mom's, but then I got it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Fernando?
It's just weird because I mean, if the amount of stuff we have, like, it's different that old experience. Like, I mean, by the way, vinyls are back big time.
They are.
For a long time already. Like, and I'm bringing my collection back.
Yeah.
But the good thing is you still find the old things,
But
and
new ones
that
are
gets
not.
more precious.
New ones are barely there, right?
No,
new
no,
bands.
yeah,
plenty.
they're back.
Yeah, Cassie got a
Go
record
to Love
player.
Garden. Like, check it out. They have stacks of, and they release every week. You don't see a single repetition. They have giant 2 stacks. Like, they keep re-releasing stuff, new recordings.
Okay.
It's also a big thing in K-pop as well, buying the physical albums.
But I feel like there is a difference, though. Like, because
Between
I
a fad and actual.
Well, it's not even
Standing.
that. It's like when you were talking about the artistry that went into the album cover.
It was important.
Yeah, it was ubiquitous. Like
Yeah.
every album had this kick-ass cover. I
And,
shouldn't
and was
generalize
no,
that
there was
much.
there was no censorship too. Like it was,
Yeah.
you see crazy stuff. I love to see old album covers. I like
All the Scorpions were
Oh,
they
yeah.
had nudity like crazy. It was
a
wild.
weird.
Spinal Tap, Smell the Glove,
a bit.
and the White Album. Remember
Yeah,
the Black Album,
okay.
Spinal Tap? You know,
Yes.
the
Oh.
AC/DC had the Black Album.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I feel like there is. I mean, you get into the indie bands and the indie publishers. Like you do find
Get
some nice like artistic movements in the cover art, but there's nothing like it was like in the middle of the psychedelic era or the disco
Yeah.
era where like you just had entire like epic poems built into the cover art. Like I don't feel like that exists anymore.
Indeed,
So-
indeed. But yeah.
All right, Miss Meredith, did you say what technology you want to see come back? Or sorry, is that where we're at? Yes.
Uh-huh.
What technology do you want to see?
Technology that I want to see come back.
BlackBerry.
No, I was not a BlackBerry person. A phone that just does phone stuff. Like I kind of love that that trend that's coming around. A phone that just does phone stuff.
Right.
I of course will not let go of my smartphone because I can't. I'm addicted and I have to use it for like work and everything. Like apps on there for my work, but like a phone that's just a phone. Like I think if I had like my nice big house that I dream about having one day, I would have like the old school like phone. You know, like they had in like those old movies.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Just looks so glamorous when you're like answering the phone. Hello, darling. Like it feels like a hello, darling moment. But I agree with the album art definitely for sure because it's funny when you said that I was thinking the exact same thing because I remember me with CDs, a little younger. Sorry,
Yeah.
but
CDs were
all
good.
of my CDs were kept in a book, and I didn't get rid of mine. Mine actually got stolen, but they were all kept very neatly alphabetized in my book with my CD in front, which had the CD art on it, and then you had my album art right behind it. And I would freaking buy a new copy of the CD if for some reason I had a used copy of that CD that didn't have the album art. Like I would go buy it again just to get the album art.
Yeah, it reminded me. You said CD. It reminded me of In Utero by Nirvana.
Mhm.
That legendary cover with the
Yeah.
boy and that guy. You know the story with that guy, the little boy.
Me, never mind.
There.
The naked guy, right?
He's been suing them
Never
for
mind.
years. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, he's been suing them for years. He's like a little boy in a swimming pool. You know, a baby, a toddler. You've seen it.
We
He's-
know Nirvana.
Yeah, we saw him, and that guy is total a-hole. By the way, he's trying to get money from them, suing them. Even I believe he sued them for child pornography or something. And also, though, he couldn't because during the lawsuit, it came to light that he's been trying to pick up girls at bars by saying the following pickup line: "Do you want to see my penis again?"
No.
No, seriously.
Wow. Wow.
And then they would ask, "What do you mean?" And then he would explain that he's the little boy from the
He
cover.
probably has the CDs on his pocket and he shows. Are you seeing
Right.
this?
It's like
Yeah.
his whole personality.
It's gotten
Yeah.
bigger since then.
Yeah, that's probably his second line.
Right.
His second line.
It's a
Doubled
great
in
personality.
size.
Yeah, but
Nice.
how interesting. That might be an entire topic for a future podcast of album cover art.
Yes.
Yes. Because as I'm sitting here thinking, I don't know that I could pick out like what my favorite covered art is here. Just thinking about it off the top of my head, like so many different things just kind of roll through my head.
You got to watch that documentary about this incredible artist who designed these Houses of the Holy, Stairway to Heaven, Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and all those.
Oh yeah.
No,
like
Wish
this
You
line.
Were Here is this. Our listeners, of course, can't see, but Wish You Were Here is the cover of the album. Is this picture? If you watch the documentary, they actually had to set this guy on fire. That was the only way to shoot this cover was to set the poor guy on fire. So it's such an interesting topic. But yeah, good.
All right, last one. What is an outdated word or phrase that you refuse to let go of? I found myself yesterday using the word homie to describe somebody. Like, that homie over there said this, that homie over there said that. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? So,
What's wrong with homie, bro? Homie don't play that.
yeah, I know. That's what, 90s?
Who gives a shit?
That would be.
Retro is in, dog.
Okay, sure. All right. All right. So, again, I want to talk to the kids. Parker, do you have an outdated term that you like to use?
You have to come back to
All right, that's fine. How about you, Fernando?
I do
I don't know.
I can't think it.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. And if your kids aren't volunteering one for you, then there may not be one.
Well, because English isn't his first language. He doesn't use a lot of like
It's big shoes.
big shoes. Is not outdated. That's new.
Oh, that's right.
That's brand new.
Gotcha.
That's for the Succession fans.
Way to be hip, Fernando.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't
He's
walk
pretty-
around saying, "Where's the beef?" all the time or
No,
anything
he
like
doesn't
that.
really like use
Slang or anything.
slang like that.
Gotcha.
I don't think I ever heard him use slang.
Well, maybe you should just start saying, "Homie, don't play that."
I will.
All right.
Done.
All right. Anybody got any? Cassidy.
Okay, so I don't really know if this counts as outdated, but I always say back in my day,
Oh, God.
like all the time. I say
Back
it
in
all
my
the
day.
time.
One of my favorite things
It's
to
really
say.
annoying.
One of my favorite things to say, and it's less funny now that I'm actually out of high school. But I used to say, "Oh, that was my nickname in high school."
Gotcha.
But it was funny when I was in high school because they'd be like, "What do you mean?" But now it's not as funny.
Gotcha.
So it's a little outdated.
Just like that's a weird nickname.
Yeah, they don't get it. But I think it's funny.
All right. Mr. Jullian, you got any weird things you'd like to say?
Nope.
You collect words more so
I
than
collect
any
words, but none of them are outdated.
Gotcha. All right, Sophia.
I just today collected a word. I thought of you because we were talking about that in the car about collecting words. Uncouth.
That's a great word.
I saw that today on Twitter,
have to write
and I
that down.
said I needed to put that in my notes app to show Julian later. So
I also collect words.
How about you, Mr. Ivanov?
So most of like a lot of the phrases that stuck with me for a while were because of commercials. For example, the stupid "What's up?" What's up? What's up? That so you guys don't know this, but this was a part of Budweiser campaign, where they would do the "What's up?" and even they really overreached, where they were the guys that were doing the ad were in some bar and restaurant, and the guy. It was a Japanese restaurant, and the chef asked them if they want some wasabi, and they're like, "Wasabi, what's up? What's up? Wasabi?" It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But for a while, everybody was constantly going, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" Yeah, it took a while. I personally don't get attached to phrases like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's some words that are just part of my vernacular, and I can't get rid of them. But what I find hard to separate myself from is the damn stupid, that's what she said, jokes.
Dude, I
Fuck
that's
I'm
so,
having a hard time stopping.
There are some things that are timeless,
this.
Evo.
right.
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Yeah, that's what she said. Exactly. I got in trouble actually, and was relatively recently. It was like at another trivia game. It was not in Lawrence actually.
Right.
It was in a trivia game, and the host was a lady, and she was asking a question, and and they were struggling. The team that she was asking the question was struggling, and the table. One of the ladies that was their captain or whatever, she asked, "Can you help us a little bit?" And the host said, "Okay, so I'm just gonna tell you that the answer is the hint is it's in the Indonesia," and they came up with the answer,
Mm-hmm.
and their captain said that was a great tip, and I screamed, "That's what she said." It was a reflex, I just couldn't help it.
Like a guttural reaction.
That was a great tip. And that's what she said. And everybody looked at me like I was some kind of monster.
Oh my God.
So,
That, quite honestly, that was my answer.
good.
That's the thing that I can't stop doing now. And the brilliant part about that is that, like, that was written into that character as an assholey thing to do. And, like, I love it. I can't stop doing it. So, all right. Well, I think.
I didn't say
I just gonna say I got everybody but Meredith. Meredith, what is an outdated word or phrase that you?
There are none, because every phrase that I use, there's no such thing as outdated. They're vintage now.
I'm sorry.
oh,
Can you give us
yeah.
a vintage
First of all,
Meredith phrase?
I'm from the dirty South. There's
Nice.
one for you.
That's perfect.
So we use phrases like "bless your heart."
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Southern style.
Yeah. 90% of my vocabulary is like 200 years old. What are you talking about?
Those
here?
guys don't know what "bless your heart" means.
Oh, bless your heart.
That's a
Oh.
curse. South of St. Louis, this is a horrible curse. That's like means
It
fuck
means you're not
you.
really catching on to what's happening. To
Yeah,
you.
if
So,
somebody
You're a
says
little
"bless your
dense.
heart" and they're in Alabama or something, that means they hate your guts, or in Texas.
or we find
Yeah.
you to be not very
Yeah.
bright.
Yeah, or you're
Dense.
not that bright. Like if somebody says "bless your heart," that means you're too stupid to know that.
Mm.
Oh, this one my daughter loves. Oh my Lanta.
Mhm.
I do Oh my Lanta a lot. I like a good God bless America instead of a goddamn.
My mom does that.
I still say chucking up the deuces, and that's like circa 2000. Yeah,
What?
before you were born, baby.
I don't know
Um,
that one.
What up though? Which I say every single week.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
again, Yeah. What's good, bro? Yeah. So I feel that used properly, no phrase is outdated. It's appreciated.
So I gotta agree with you because
I love that.
I got my uncle Ozzy, who I owe this phenomenal part of my vocabulary to, and I got like my entire law school group of friends. They are now also fans of my uncle Ozzy's favorite saying, "Great day in the morning."
Oh, you always say
Yeah.
that.
Yep, that's from Uncle Ozzy, and also the other one that all of my law school friends know me for is, "How you doing, Lou?" It's rough on me. And the beauty of that phrase is it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's always going to be rough on me. Like, "How you doing, Lou?" Got all these women chasing me. It's rough on me.
Luke has a lot of awesome sayings. I agree with Mary. They're not outdated. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
You have this thing when I call you on the phone,
Mhm.
he answers always with the same thing. He says, "Evo,
The man of the
the
hour,
hour, the tower of power.
Too sweet to be sour, made of solid steel and sex appeal. Make the men angry, make the women squeal."
and I can never remember it, but he always blows my mind.
Why
Like,
is the
how the
intro
hell
so
does he
long?
remember
Yeah,
it?
Get a
And it
long
made-
intro.
Why
Puts a
did
smile
it go
on my
on
face.
forever?
Yeah, and sometimes I'm like calling him to say something like, "Why weren't you there yesterday?" And when he comes up with that, I'm like, "Wait, I can't be mean to Lou." It's so good.
Yes. So, you guys, did we get one from you? I got one from Parker. I didn't get one from you.
I don't know. I don't really use much like vintage slang, but I mean, my stepdad likes to talk like. My stepdad enjoys talking like a 50s, 60s gangster.
Nice.
Yeah,
Ooh, calling someone a cat. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like
About
to say
cat
broad.
calling.
sweet
Yeah.
cheeks.
Broad.
A dame.
Yeah.
Nice. Cassidy.
Parker never answered.
Oh, that's right. I was supposed to come back to you.
Sweet cheeks.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Nice. All right, gang. I think we have actually reached the end of the show.
That is incorrect because we got a call from our marketing department.
Oh,
Oh no!
Susan is
no.
back. My God.
I thought we
know
fired her.
We've all were so hopeful that she's gone forever.
Why is she back?
Well, why
What?
the hell are you back, Susan? We don't know. We really don't pay her salary. She's not an employee, but she made a call and she has contacted another sponsor, believe it or not. So we got to take a look
Let's take a look. I'm
see
very
what
curious.
the fuck is going on with the marketing department. Susan, oh, holy shit. This is a big surprise, guys. Even for Susan, she has actually contacted no other but the great Charlie Daniels, the one-hit wonder machine. he gave us The Devil Went Down to Georgia, his one and only hit.
The devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind and he was willing to make a deal.
The Southern icon, Charlie Daniels. And here he is. That's his copy. Howdy, folks. It's nice being here in this stench-ridden honky-tonk. Mervs, is it? Oh, I love me some greasy, rotten, pus-oozing establishment. It makes me nostalgic. Yeah, the kitchen reminds me of my lovely colonoscopy video. Good God, Charlie Daniels. What the hell? Evo says I'm a one-hit wonder. Yes, I am, because I'm gonna hit you just once and gonna send you straight to your 6 feet yonder, you Bulgarian goat humper. Damn you, Charlie. Shame on you! Good God. Goodness gracious, bless your heart, Evo. I have more hits than Donald Trump can count. Well, that might be actually one. But just to prove you wrong, here's another one. I just wrote it. Enjoy it. Oh gosh, Charlie Daniels is going to sing for us. All right, let's get ready for this. This is not going to be good. The Donna went down to Georgia. He was looking for a vote to steal. He was in a bind because he was 11,000 votes behind. And he was willing to make a deal. When he came across this lawyer man working on an acquittal and forging it hot, and the Donald jumped up on his golden throne and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. I guess you didn't know it, but I need an acquittal too. And if you'd care to take it there, I'll make a bet with you. Now, you're a pretty good liar, boy, but give the Donald his due. I bet a toilet of gold against your vote. Because I think I'm betting you." The boy said, "My name's Rudy, and it might be a sin, but I'll take your bet you're gonna regret because I'm the best it's ever been." Rudy, rising up your grave and make your ditto hard, because hell's broke loose in Georgia and the Donald deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny toilet made of gold, but if you lose, the Donald gets your vote. The Donald opened up his court case and he said, "I'll start this show." And bile flew from his frosted tips as Stormy began to blow. And she slapped his ass across his G-strings and it made an evil hiss. Then a band of MAGA douchebags joined in and it sounded something like this. Got the biggest crowds, I'm the bestest, smartest man. I can cure COVID with bleach and aspirin. Biden stole the vote and Obama's hideous. On the other hand, I'm a stable genius. I never said a lie and I wrote the Bible. I'm a handsome guy and I won American Idol. I'm stronger than a bear and my hair is made of hair. Blah, blah, blah. When the Donald finished, Rudy said, "Well, you're pretty good, old son. Sit down in that chair right there. Let me show you how it's done." He played. Feli Willis is on the case, so run, don't run. Trump's in the house of the rising sun. Mug's in the state pen eating out crow. Stormy is the Don right, no child, no. Got the biggest crowds, I'm the bestest, smartest man. I can cure COVID with bleach and aspirin. Biden stole the vote and Obama's hideous. On the other hand, I'm a stable genius. I never said a lie and I wrote the Bible. I'm a handsome guy, I won American Idol. I'm stronger than a bear and my hair is made of hair. Blah, 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 blah. The Donald bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden toilet on the ground at Rudy's feet. Rudy said, "Donald, just come on back if you want to lie again. I done told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best it's ever been." He played.
Captain Ulysses, okay, so run, don't run. The Donald's in the house of the rising sun. Magazine the state pen eating out crow. Stormy is the Don right, no child, no. Rudy rising up your grave and make your ditto hard. Cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the Donald deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny toilet made of gold. But if you lose, the Donald gets your vote. Got the biggest crowds, I'm the bestest, smartest man. I can cure COVID with bleach and aspirin. Biden stole the vote, then Obama's hideous. On the other hand, I'm a stable genius. I never said a lie, and I wrote the Bible. I'm a handsome guy, I won American Idol. I'm stronger than a bear, and my hair is made of hair. Blah, 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 blah. Thank you, Charlie Daniels.
It's going viral.
Holy mother of God. Charlie Daniels.
Well, I don't have anything to do after that. I definitely need to say thank you to our marketing department because that
Yes,
was awesome.
That was the best performance they've given.
Way to go, Susan.
Yes, Susan definitely has earned her pay this week. Meanwhile, I'm going to say thank you to Parker, to Andrei, to Fernando, to Sofia, to Cassidy,
No
to
problem.
Jullian, to Meredith, and to Evo and Donna. Thank you guys.
Yay.
I have been Lewis, your host, and this has been Wednesday Night Undressed.
Woo!